Let's get to it. So this was just yesterday. We just gonna work our way to the front, okay?
Supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela, you ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 13 years, my nigga. I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know what's up with me. I feel played with. I'm gonna play with niggas. Like, that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a motherfucking reason. I always got my motherfucking mouth open. All the time. How about y'all clear some of this shit up for you? We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Some of this shit up for y'all teammate. This shit is ran like a high school. Yeah. It's ran like a high school. It is. Fair East Side High. Fair East Side High. Before Mr. Clark, though. Like when he first got there. Y'all want a bitch to keep her cool. Look, check this out, y'all. Look, man.
It's a pretty scarf.
I get up every fucking day. Every day. And they always talk about, you ain't at work. You ain't at work. Yeah, bitch, I started picking up more shows. Hell no. That's how I'm getting. Hell no. Hell no. I have more fun outside the fucking studio than I have in there now. Is you crazy? I'm this shit up for y'all.
Shit.
Okay, so that was what she was saying, and that was based off of this. That was based off of Corey Holcomb, and I just want y'all to know Corey Holcomb is a funky fat hater who, for some reason, because he always has some anti shit to say, people give him a platform to say it. Let's hear what funky fat Corey had to say.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. She took that job. She got that job. Because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
What do you mean you think she had a social media presence? What do you mean you think?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented. She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards.
I hate this dude so much. I hate him so much. Y'all might not like Jess. Jess is very male identified. Maybe her jokes don't always hit the way y'all would like, but Jess with the mess is still one of the funniest things to ever be on the fucking internet. Whenever she would get a really good, this is Jess with the mess and my news is real. Okay? Y'all gonna stop playing with that girl. She is absolutely talented. She may not be a journalist the way Lauren is, but honestly, I feel like why not have 2 women and 2 men? That way y'all can't keep ganging up on one woman when she don't agree with y'all. I also feel like we saw Jess a lot of the times playing it back in a way that she didn't have to.
And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from
Look at you trying to create triangulation with your funky fat. Oh, girl, I can't stand.
She used to be on TMZ.
Yeah. Oh. She has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
The girl who.
You don't even know her name, but you swear up and down she talented. You know everything about Jess, but gonna swear up and down she's not. You're trying to create triangulation.
Is
stupid ass
Lauren? That girl know what she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlamagne and the other guy, DJ Envy. It's like it's seamless
because she has the experience of working on a news show. When you have the experience of working in broadcast, of course you're going to know how to handle yourself better than somebody that's only done comedy in skit form, in edited form, and then they do shows, they do comedy shows. Like their talent is a different talent. But if anybody was actually letting Jess be herself on that show, she might show up to be funny on the show. But I feel like instead of them letting her do, Jess with the mess, my news is real, instead of letting her do that the way she does it, y'all do it on a radio, which is different. It's not edited form, right? So yeah, I do feel like it's a difference because Lauren is an actual trained journalist and producer and has worked in that, in that realm before. Of course, she's going to have more experience. For people that saying that Jess is not funny, I feel like that's an opinion. That's not a fact. Okay, that's an opinion. That's not a fact. You could think she's not funny. Some people do think she's funny. She got hired because somebody thought she was funny.
When she there,
right?
It's the talent. The talent shows out, and then Jess Hilarious ain't even reading right.
I know you're not fucking talking.
I'm like, and now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment, on the Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Jess Hilarious.
And she stood in for her when she took off maternity leave.
When she stood in for Jess Hilarious, you should have had your baby on camera at the Breakfast Club.
He's so stupid.
Because they brought in somebody who is talentless when she did. And you could say I'm dissing because that's what you're going to do. You're going to act like I'm hating. I'm not hating. You don't got the it. Your segment could have been good if you knew how to deliver it, right? But now they got somebody doing your segment better than you, and it's just flawless. It's effortless.
Actually, they're doing it different. Let's be very clear. What Jess Hilarious does with Jess and with the mess is she takes things that have happened and makes jokes about them. It's not about what actually happened. It's not about the specifics of the story. It's about, I heard this and I made a joke about it. Y'all can say what y'all want to. That's how she blew up. The shit was funny. She's not doing that on the show. That's not how it works on the radio. Honestly, I feel like they probably should let her do her spiel first and then let Lauren come in behind her and, give the actual, specifics about what happened and all of that. But to me, Corey Holcomb is being a hater. To me, you're not that talented. I don't actually think you're funny. I just think you're one of those angry, mean-ass black men who is successful because there are a lot of other angry, mean-ass black men that find your brand of humor funny because they're degenerate, fat, and funky and miserable just like you. So they like to see you on a stage or on a radio show being them and being successful. That's the only reason why you're successful in any respect is because niggas like to see themselves. And you are the, I don't get coochie because I'm nice, good looking, or really got money, but I get it because I know how to go find a woman that needs of something. I know how to manipulate. I know how to be an ain't shit ass nigga. Okay. Nigga probably got toe jam between his toes right now. Yes. Fat and funky. Look like you smell like cheese and ass. That's what he looks like to me. He never looks clean. Okay. So Jess was responding to what he was saying because they've been going back and forth. Him and Jess have been going back and forth for years. And to me, I only see Corey go at women like that because you a bitch ass nigga.
I've called and I've asked many times. That's what I got told. She's a producer. Oh, okay, cool. So I ain't asked no more. She's only on my segment. So I'm like, all right. I'm putting shit together because that's what I do. I put shit together. All right, here we go. So Shorty must about to be on the show. That's exactly what I put in my fucking head before anybody decided to come and tell me again. So I did another round of asking, all right, what are we doing? All right, well, we've always, this is the boss. We've always considered having a fourth seat. Well, when the fuck was y'all gonna tell me that? When was your, and then this is months after I came back. This was like 2 months after I came back from maternity leave. We've always, ever since Angela Yee left, we said that we would consider having 4 seats. So why, when me and Claudia Jordan did the guest co-hosting, or me and Kendra G did the guest co-hosting, did everybody say, oh, it ain't gonna work with 4 people? Why, right? Why was that ever even said? Why wasn't that something that was presented at the jump, like from jump at the top of the shit? That's what I want to know, right? But I'm still playing. I'm still here, mind you. I'm not playing the game. I'm just still here with it because I'm in this. This is a fucking contract,
Right?
This ain't no part-time little shit that I got. I got a contract that I negotiated and I got it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm on air. She over talks. She's over talking me. Lauren knows she does this shit. Whatever. I've told her about this shit many a times. She over talks me. I'm like, yo, shut up. All right. Or hush, be quiet. Yeah, that clip that y'all saw. Yes. Shut up. Be quiet. Yeah, I've said that. And I've meant that. You know what I mean? That's the only way to get it a hush. So I'm like, all right, cool. One day I told her, because I went in the comments, I'm like, all right, people don't like that. All right, whatever. I'm not her mother. She's another grown woman. I have to respect this lady, but she's not gonna keep talking over me, yo. I'm already confused on why the fuck she's still here. You know what I mean? Like on air, not in the building, on air, right? So I'm like, all right. I told her, be quiet the next day. Charlamagne texts me and he says, yo, don't tell her be quiet. You tell her shut up. Play into that narrative of y'all beefing, y'all not liking each other. Why the fuck would we do that?
For clicks and views, because their show isn't doing too good, and it hasn't been. Even before Angela Yee left, their show wasn't doing too good. Like, to me, I'm sure people in New York listen to it, but as somebody that used to be really glued into their show, I feel like maybe around the time that Gucci embarrassed the shit out of Angela Yee, everything started going downhill from about that time. And when Jess came on, I feel like they were trying to tap into the younger crowd and bring in people that are on social media. I feel like they still haven't figured out a way to blend what Jess does with a radio show that's on for a long time. I also feel like, the over talking thing sometimes happens just naturally, not to be done on purpose.
But I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. She cool with it. I'm cool with it because I'm not a be quiet type of bitch anyway. I am a shut up type of bitch. Ask my kids, right? Even the 7-month-old, ask her. So then I asked again. I'm like, all right, so she's going to be the 4th host. That's what it is. Whenever we do find that, what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of beating around the bush, y'all. So look, she started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off that shit. Y'all give her that shit. Take me off that shit. This is her segment. Now, this one, I've called and I've asked.
Okay, so it seemed like they was really kind of playing with Jess a little bit.
This is a fucking contract. This ain't no part.
I definitely believe what she said about them playing into the bullshit. And I also feel like we've been seeing them play into the bullshit when it comes to even when it came to Angela Yee. So I've always felt like as men, they kind of like to create triangulation. They do misogynistic things. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because what we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But I didn't. None of that was said. You didn't say anything about that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better as the 2 women sitting right here next to each other to make sure that don't happen, because it doesn't look good. It's not going to play well for either one of us.
I literally swear to God, I don't even remember you.
I want y'all to check how DJ Envy and Charlamagne have absolutely had issues over the years, and they play with each other, but they never actually have their disagreements on camera, on live, on the radio show. Them making Jess and Lauren do this is an example to me of using these two women's beef. And it makes me feel like they purposefully created that friction between the two of them. I'm not absolving the women from it, but I low-key feel like they created this space. They created this space. They were not answering Jess's questions. They were not being direct. They was giving her to run around because either they didn't know what they wanted to do or they wanted that shit to play up on the show. Because please believe they ratings probably went up because of this.
Saying that,
And that's exactly why I had Eddie in the room, or EP,
I don't
to have
understand.
the
I never
conversation.
ever heard that,
because
when you've pulled me to the side a few times to ask me, you know, are you okay? How do you feel like about the stories and things like that? You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen, I have said, hush, shut up. That yo, you overtalk, and like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like I'm not doing it. If I already got the job, like what am I doing? Like I'm not. Yeah.
And it is very much how they treat women in this space, y'all. It is very much how they treat women in this space. I low-key am on Jess's side. It's not that because I agree that Lauren is more polished. She has more experience, but y'all still hired Jess. Y'all still hired Jess, and y'all are basically kind of being underhanded with the way y'all are handling her, hoping, I guess, that she'll just up and leave or, you know, want to just, you know, get out of her contract until it run its course. But why weren't y'all interviewing people that actually had a history before y'all decided to hire Jess? Like, to me, this is them as like a corporation, them as management. They are mishandling this situation, and the women are kind of like a byproduct of that.
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy.
Four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlamagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown-ass woman.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there. Right after you saying you pulled me in office. You never pulled me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on. And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you.
Okay.
Ever. And I did I not? Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm going to handle it in a way where we can get through a conversation because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen, like I said earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess
Shut up, Charlamagne.
is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity that I extended.
Regardless
like no. I'm not sitting here like you don't deserve to be here. I'm not sitting here like you're not here. Four voices. Three of us are very opinionated here. You're not going anywhere. That's first and foremost. Let's get that. It may be my delivery or whatever. But yeah, you are here. I ain't never say you shouldn't be here. I said from the whole jump, yeah, Shorty do the job. Great. She's amazing. That's why I want it to be her segment.
I think y'all can work very well together. And once again, you got to stop letting the internet pit y'all against each other. I know the internet is creating.
It ain't just the internet. It's y'all niggas too.
A narrative, Lauren versus Jess versus Lauren.
No, but
that's what it is.
It beyond it go, and that's what I'm trying to say is the internet is there. We see it. None of us can ignore it. I saw that Corey thing a week ago. It didn't say nothing about
but
it.
y'all clear up everything else. Nobody want to clear up that I'm not doing that. I don't like you, or I'm hating on a.
They say I'm gay. I ain't never came up here and said I don't suck no pee-pee.
That's true. That's different now. Come on.
The last time I attempted to do that, Jess, it went so bad that I said I wasn't going to do it again.
Attempted to do what?
I don't dislike you. You don't dislike me. The day you came back, that's what
you're not going anywhere. That's not Lauren.
And we talked about
Women's History Month.
Charlamagne, shut up.
That was different. The way when I did come back, Lauren, you have to admit that ish was crazy. The way we had a setup, we had something going, we had a whole nother plan. It went left. You came in here and it's like you did something totally different. The first thing that you spoke to was the things in the comments.
I feel like we're having a behind the scenes meeting on air, which is kind of cool. But let's go to commercial or something, and then come back.
Well, the whole thing is we need a resolution, bro. We'll take some.
I really hate the way they created this mess. And now that the women are talking about it on the interview, they're trying to act as if they're in some moral high ground when I feel like y'all made this happen the way y'all did on purpose. Like we're never dealing with the fact that I think DJ Envy and Charlamagne kind of act willfully obtuse obtuse and really misogynistic with the way they handle shit. I think y'all created this triangulation. I think y'all specifically made it happen the way y'all did so that there would be an issue. And now there's the issue. And now y'all get to sit up there like the two old heads that have it figured out when y'all really don't.
Phone calls, but like I'm resolution based. I'm not argument based. So let's resolve
shut
this.
up. You're the number one beige raised person. You ain't never came up with a resolution, a solution in your life. Cut it out.
Well, I just want to say, I just want to say, Jess, what you feeling, we feel it together. And when
just because it's Women's History Month doesn't mean two women can't be in discord. I think y'all need to find a way to allow them both to do what they're good at. Jess is funny. So if she's going to tell a story, Jess needs to come in with jokes. Like who the fuck is producing besides Lauren that can showcase how this could work? Because it could absolutely work. I think there needs to be two women instead of just two men and one woman. It probably will work better because a lot of the times y'all wouldn't even let Jess talk.
And that the other thing happened that I called you about, I said that to you.
What was the other thing? Oh, you don't want to say
the academics thing. And I want you to know, I responded to tensions.
To me, it's just lead.
I responded to that on Twitter. I didn't send it to you. I didn't feel like I had to, but I did. But I called you about it.
The comments. Stop listening to the comments.
Let me talk.
In real life, we love everybody. Y'all love each other. This can work.
It will work. It will work. What I'm saying, no, because this
is what I'm saying. Don't let it
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. From them making it a topic, and now it's the problem because we're talking about
exactly. What I'm saying is that this will work, but sometimes this might have to happen, and it's happening with love because when I saw Jess crying, I came in here because I care about you. Have to be okay for all of this to be okay. And I'm a producer at the end of the day. You my talent. We gonna be straight. Everything's gonna be fine.
Let's take some calls and then we'll come right back. 800-585-1051. If you want to talk, you want to discuss. Of course, yes. Lauren's here, Jess here, I'm here, Charlamagne's.
I think Jess and Lauren need to have a conversation amongst themselves, and they need to be smarter about this. I feel like both being manipulated in this situation. I don't know why, but that's what it feels like to me. And I really feel like there's a way for this to work because I think they both have something the other person doesn't have. Lauren is not funny. Lauren does not have the entertainment aspect of this, but she has the journalistic standpoint of this. She knows the story. She could tell you what's going on. She's going to deep dive into it. I also think the way she handled the Wendy story, like, it should not have to go and try to be a personal friend of fucking Wendy Williams in order for her to be seen as doing good at her job. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like they could both reap the benefits of this, but they're going to have to get on the same page as women with the understanding that these niggas in this company is going to always find a way to use y'all catfighting on the internet as a way to boost their ratings. They're always going to use pitting women against each other as a way to spark controversy because that's good for the show.
Here, let's have a conversation.
We're queer.
All right. Yeah, it's cool.
Good song, Greg. Finally, some production up here. Stop acting like this is a goddamn high school. Okay, that is the one thing Jess said that's absolutely true.
And now y'all making fun. Y'all making fun like the shit. Yeah, nah.
Run this thing like a mother effing high school. You smoke crack, don't you? Near me, y'all run this thing.
Like, look at Jess. Like, I feel like y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I definitely understand where Jess is coming from. As somebody that has worked in the news business, not on the radio, but in the news business for a long time, they really, really do this divide and conquer thing. I know y'all don't realize that, but corporate America loves divide and conquer amongst Black people and amongst women. That's how it all works. And I feel like this is an opportunity for Lauren and Jess to learn something from each other, be smart about it, utilize this opportunity because it's still a great opportunity. And I don't feel like Jess should go anywhere. I just want Jess to get out of her feelings and get into her bag. And what I mean by that is this is fucked up to me. To me, the way they handled this situation, the girl was only supposed to be there while she was on maternity leave, and she did such a great job. Now it seems like y'all have some type of, we shouldn't have hired Jess thing going on. We should have hired you first. That would make anybody that's in that job, that's in Jess' position, feel away. So I definitely feel where Jess is coming from. I feel like there's a way that they both can be on the show and play to each other's strengths and weaknesses as two women. And I would actually like to see two women gang up on them niggas sometimes. I would love to see y'all holding them niggas' feet to the fire and actually having like real conversations. But it would take two things. It would take for both of y'all to not be male identified. It would take for y'all to be two women that's smart enough to recognize when y'all are being used and pitted against each other. Like, y'all are gonna have to think about that instead of doing this, which is getting on the fucking radio and arguing and letting these two niggas laugh as if they ain't never had no real issues, as if y'all did not run Angela Yee off the show. To me, Angela was never strong enough when it came to combating you two niggas. I would love to see Jess and Lauren be strong in the dynamic on the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlamagne. I mean, I would love that, but I feel like they're gonna have to fill those roles. But when it comes to Jess, I feel like Jess is funny, whether you like her or not. I think Jess is a comedian. And I think we've seen a lot of radio hosts where you have comedians on that tell jokes or come in and do their bit. And then you have the other people that are actually journalists and know how to do the talking points and all of that type of shit. But it seems like Jess did try to take it up with management. Also, Lauren is a producer. So Lauren kind of is low-key management when it comes to producing the show. So yeah, no, that argument doesn't really work. I see people, upset that Jess came to the internet. Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. Deal with it. Honestly, it was good for the show because I imagine everybody was glued in today to hear them go back and forth. Say what you will, okay? But it was definitely a tactic. It was a tactic. I just want them to recognize each other's brilliance and kind of help each other in this space. Because to me, Lauren looking like you just trying to prove that you're taking somebody's job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen Lauren this made up when Jess wasn't there. Okay? So I low-key feel like, please don't let them big your head up like they won't fuck you over too. Because it don't matter how good you are at the job. If them niggas decide they don't want you to be there no more, they can throw you away and mishandle you just like they would do to Jess. So y'all just have to, like, I feel like, have a conversation, try to create some camaraderie and just basic level respect with each other and work from there. And also, people outside of y'all are going to always have shit to say. And I think that if you want to get up on there and, like, honestly, if Jess would have got up there and said, I'm about to go in on Corey Holcomb, give me like a minute to go in on him, they could have did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just need to be able to create the dynamic for Jess to do what she does and Lauren to do what she does. There are a whole bunch of radio shows that can do it. Okay? Can y'all imagine Bondi and Erica De Niro on no, y'all can't imagine that. Them niggas would never let me and the diva up there, child. They would never let us up there. Okay? We don't give a fuck enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would never. Okay? They always gonna pick the people that they can control easiest. And I think they knew with Lauren's background, they could control her because she's actually in this business, in this corporate business. Control. Jess needed this job because I think Jess was coming up off of I'm a comedian and all of that. But when the pandemic happened, it made it harder to make money. A good job that's giving me a check all the time. Yeah, I might want to get that instead of the hustle that I have to put into my comedy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like when it comes to Jess, she just has to pay attention to where she is lacking, do better in where she's lacking, and really like lean into what her strengths are. And her strengths are the funny comments, the moments of pause, the moments where she let y'all know that them niggas just said something stupid. You know what I mean? And not for nothing, Jess was never prepared. No, like, I feel like not really. But also, if she wasn't, then why did they hire her? It's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? That they hired her for a job that she may not have necessarily had the experience for. You know what I mean? That was still a decision that they made. And she signed a contract. comedic timing is it absolutely is. And I think Jess absolutely has that. But I think sometimes what I had seen before she went on maternity leave is Jess was not really being herself on the show. That's what it felt like to me. I feel like Jess was not really allowed to be herself and was kind of playing this devil's advocate role that she didn't even really fit into. Even in interviews and shit like the Tyrese situation, like you could hear her, with the calm voice, trying to be the feminine aspect. That's not who Jess is. Let Jess be the ignorant male-centered bitch that's funny, and let Lauren be the one that's a little bit more polished, just like Charlamagne is not as polished sometimes, or DJ Envy is not as polished sometimes. I feel like they have different criteria for women and men. The men can get up there and throw the shit against the wall and see if it stick. The women have got to be completely prepared in order for y'all to act as if they deserve to be there. Thank you, 6 cents for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see what else y'all saying about this shit. Read that one, I think. Hold up, Shy Girl's perspective. I don't know if I read that one. Okay, Estella Mack, thank you for the super chat. Yet again, men siphoning women's energy. Absolutely, that's what this is giving. Fabulous Faces, thank you for the super chat, my love. Management is giving Lauren a green light while keeping Jess in the dark. So of course, her anger would be towards Lauren, but Lauren is just doing what she is told to do. It's misplaced anger, but Jess is not tripping either. I agree. And that's why I said you're going to have to get out your feelings and really deal with the issue. Like, really try to combat it. Really try to game it. Don't let it stress you out. Try to use it to the best of your capabilities and then get the fuck out of there. That's not a job you stay in for a long time anyway. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas can stay up there forever if they want to. But as women, y'all shouldn't be trying to stay there forever. Let that shit get 2-3 years tops and move on to the next thing. It's still the news business. DeQuasia, thank you for the super chat. Stacy M, thank you for the super chat. Just Place with the Breakfast Club just felt more tolerated than respected. It's like they gave off a vibe of we didn't want you, but we had no choice but to take you. That's a point. Banji baby, thank you for the super chat. Playing it off and trying to joke about it is damage control on the Charlamagne Envy part, because the actual bosses are pissed. I feel like the boss made just come on air to clear her name, and here we are. Yeah, that's basically what it's given. But I just need for them to recognize that this should not be a beef between the two of them. For real. Like, but I understand how Jess is feeling, and I understand how the shit that fat and funky Corey Holcomb said that could, trigger her. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? But either way, y'all, that's my commentary on the situation. I wish the best for both of those women, because that's not an easy job to do. And I also feel like them niggas ain't shit. And it sounds like they mishandled Jess. So at the end of the day, I know Jess is problematic. I have had issues with Jess over the years about some of the things she said and done, but I feel like I still want Jess to win. I don't know why, I just still do. I also don't like the fact I saw a comment talking about, that's another reason why I'm like, why y'all gotta be like this? How she sounds like a man. Like, y'all trying to masculinize her. Please just stop. Like, low key, like her features, her voice, like that. Please just stop, y'all. Please. Like, y'all know the up north girls are, gotta get a rough neck. Like, that's the girls. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the shit that they do is textbook colorism, textbook misogynoir, like all of that shit. Like, I don't like it. And I definitely feel like they mishandled her. And I feel like Lauren low-key felt like somebody put a battery in her back in a certain respect. And I don't, like, I'm not saying that she would not defend herself, but the energy was definitely different on that show than I had seen previously. The hair, the red lip, like, it was giving baddie. I think we know that Lauren is beautiful, but it's the energy was a little different. And also, I don't know why I don't think Jess is homophobic. I think that Jess is one of those ignorant people that will say a slur if you come at her. But I always thought she was bisexual. But y'all they internalize homophobia too. Everybody internalizes homophobia, okay? But yeah, I want them to do better. I do. because I think they're both good in their respective talents. But to say that she's not talented at all is some bullshit. Hold up. Armand made a point to say people saying how much more Lauren is. Hold up. Also, Armand made a point to say people keep saying how much more Lauren is, but they forget she's the producer who gives them the notes. So that's her job to be prepared. Exactly. In a different way than the talents. Because y'all can act like y'all confused, but Charlamagne and DJ Envy many a time have been up there not knowing what the fuck they were talking about at all. Do y'all remember? That's why they was always getting checked by Nicki Minaj, getting checked by K Michelle, because they would bring guests up there and y'all don't know nothing about what the guests got going on. You asking them messy ass, stupid fucking questions from social media. Like, stop acting like Jess is doing something outside of what them niggas been doing on that show for the longest and still being, successful at it. Barely knowing what the fuck going on, but somehow here we are. Decade plus later, the Breakfast Club is still up there. Them niggas have been up there not knowing what colorism is, not knowing what Afro-Latina, like so many times they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Well, whoever they was talking to or whoever they was talking about. But now everybody want to act like, oh, just don't know what's going. Man, look. Fuck out of here. Okay? Ugh. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got. It's like almost 3.5 hours. I feel like I give y'all a great show. 1,800 people in the room. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I appreciate y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Okay. I don't know if I'm coming back later on today. Because I have not watched Love and Hip Hop Miami. Girl. So y'all might be getting members only from me either tomorrow or Friday. Because today might just be it, girl. But we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for fucking with me. Thank y'all so much for dropping by. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.